Welcome to the Barstool College Football Show presented by Phillips Norelco. Week 12 in New York. We are back at it again with the guys. And Brandon, I'm going to throw you under the bus. You said you had the best pee of your life just before this show.
Didn't say that. I did have to pee before the show. What happened was I covered my mic up because I didn't want to take it off because it's hard to get it back on. And I was nervous, so I didn't make any noise, but I didn't breathe. I got a little lightheaded while peeing.
Everybody in here could hear you.
No, I don't think they could.
I mean, over the
I covered it up. I covered it up very well.
Like you're Robert Durst?
What the hell did I do? Kill them all. Of course.
I just forgot to breathe, so.
Killed them all?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
We're on Sports Advisors.
Yeah.
Got it. Got it.
It's not advisors. It's
Oh, it feels like it.
Why does it feel like it? Because of Brandon?
Because the first question, like that, it just.
What?
Urination?
He sat down as we
It's
were counting
advisors.
down and was.
If we're going to do advisors, just let me know.
But at least Stu's not here.
Okay.
All right. We're not on advisors. I just, he was talking about it as soon as we sat down.
Start the show with how was your pee? That's
Well,
very
I mean,
didn't-
he was talking
she
about
brought
it as
it
they
up.
were rolling the intro.
I didn't bring it up.
And they were talking about it, so we had to stop talking for the show. I won't do that anymore. How about that? Okay?
One advisors is enough.
All right. Dave is on one.
One of us is more than enough.
At least Brandon's not screaming like Stu. Let's get into the High Noon Weekend Preview. High Noon Hard Seltzer keeps it real, just like we do. Keep this game changer on deck for home gating, watch parties, or any day drinking opportunities. Real vodka, real juice for real fans just like us. Let's start with number 20 USC at Utah. USC favored by 3.5. The total set at 57.5. Now USC is 2-0. They've had some fluky wins. We have not seen Utah play yet, but they are dead last in returning production this year. Dan, I know you had some thoughts on USC last weekend. So what do you think?
I mean, USC, they haven't played well. They've basically just played well at the end of games. Even the end of games, too. Like, Slovis was throwing picks that just weren't intercepted.
Slovis looking, steps up, delivers, sideline, caught. And Christian Roland Wallace has got to be sick. He's got the game in his fingertips. As if he's able to hold on, the Wildcats are going to win this game.
Like, they were just throwing, he was throwing it to the other guys, got a little lucky. I like Utah in this spot simply because there's, it's very counterintuitive, but teams that haven't played versus teams that have played have actually been doing better in the COVID world. And I love the Utah head coach. And I just 3.5 points going to Utah. Utah is one of those stadiums that always seems to have like a layer of smoke in it. I'll just take Utah plus 3.5, knowing that USC could very well win this game, but it's going to come down to the end. And USC hasn't been very impressive.
Utah's a tough place to play.
Very tough place to play.
I like USC, though. I know they've played twice. They've won on fluky touchdowns. They've had carom touchdowns in the last 2 minutes, both of the first couple of weeks against the Arizona teams. But again, she said it, Utah returning nothing. I don't know where they, 2 starters defensively.
Better coach.
They're very good. They do have a better coach. But they're also, Zach Moss is gone. That offense is gone. Where are the weapons? You have to have weapons to win these shootouts in the Pac-12. I like USC to go in there and win the game.
And they've had a quarterback battle all off season too. Do we know exactly who's going to be the starting quarterback?
I don't think they've announced yet.
Yeah.
So we don't know who's going to run the ball. We don't know who's going to throw the ball, and we'll see. We just don't know what we're going to get out of Utah.
Dave?
Well, a couple things. First, that's news to me that USC beat Arizona State. I thought they lost. So with that,
Arizona, sorry.
Arizona
I
State,
might have
excuse
said
me.
No, they beat both
Arizona
They beat Arizona State
Right.
28-27.
I thought USC lost to Arizona State week 1. I knew they beat Arizona last week.
They're
I saw
identical
that.
games.
But
Yeah, it was
Arizona
fluky at the
State, I
end.
thought I stopped watching because I bet big on Arizona State, and I thought they were up like 14.
They were up
They were.
13 with 3 minutes
crazy.
left.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that was news to me. I'm taking Utah because I'm not sold on USC at all, and Utah traditionally a tough place to play. But this is an interesting game. Hearing that Utah lost everybody. Most schools you wouldn't care about that if they're a really good school, like because they're programs. It's like okay, well they lost their production, but they have the next in line. I kind of think that way with Utah. Like I don't think they're going to get much better or much worse. They're kind of going to be the same regardless of who graduates. That's how I view them. They're going to be like a 15 team, like 15th in the country, tough place to play. And that's who I think they are without knowing one player on the team. So I'm taking them.
I'm going to take Utah too. USC should not be 2-0. I've said that if I was a USC fan, I'd probably be pissed because I would want to get rid of Clay Helton at this point. So I'm going to take Utah despite the fact that they aren't returning anybody. USC is just not good. They've just happened to win those 2 games by flukes.
They did win the 2 games, though.
But-
and Arizona
but-
State's pretty good. They did win the 2
but
games.
It was complete fluky. It's not because they were that good.
Yeah, but they won the 2 games.
I mean, Dan,
No,
do you think
they count as wins.
They count as wins,
Right.
but USC is not that good.
But
Well,
Utah
they're
might
ranked 20th, so nobody's saying they're that good.
Utah might not be good at all. We assume they are because their coaches got a
Right, we haven't
got
seen
a
them play
pedigree.
yet.
The program has a pedigree, but they've got nothing coming back.
Right, I understand. But it's watching USC play the last 2 games, they don't look very good. We haven't seen Utah play yet.
Okay, but
I think 20 is probably about right for USC. I think everyone's sort of in agreement here on what USC is. We don't know what Utah is.
Right.
I'm pretty much basing this bet off of coaching.
Correct.
yeah.
You're sort of
Clay
doing,
Helton, like that's such a mismatch that I'll take
and you're
the
sort of
3.5
doing what
points at
I'm
home.
doing. You're like,
Yeah.
it's a
doesn't matter.
perennially
Right.
pretty good team.
We just don't know what they
They're
are.
a sturdy program.
Right.
Utah is also a tough program.
Yeah.
Very
Right.
tough
Yes.
guy.
No, he's a good,
Yes.
hard-nosed coach that gets the most out of his guys.
And it feels like Clay Helton's been on the hot seat for like 5 years at this point. So I'm taking Utah.
It's like almost like betting on like Iowa. They're like
Yes.
the Iowa
It's a very good
of the
analogy.
Pac-12, where it's like you know what their system is, you know what their coach is, you know what they're going to do.
They're
They're
interchangeable
not going to kill
guys.
themselves. They might not be flashy, but they won't, shoot themselves in the foot. Whereas USC will shoot themselves in the foot and be buffoons. Again, USC could win this game, but the way that they've played so far, it's going to come down to it.
Yep, completely agree. Let's go number 7, Cincy at UCF. Cincinnati is favored by 5.5. The total at 63.5. This is the first time in 20 games that UCF is not favored. And Brandon, you've been high on Cincinnati. They've been absolutely killing everybody. They're coming off another impressive win over ECU. What do you think about this game?
Yeah, so Cincinnati has been a cover machine too. They've been covering against everybody. They beat
Well, if
Memphis
it's fake punts up 40, you cover.
42-10, had a fake punt in the fourth quarter.
They were more to lock
They
last
beat
week.
Memphis
Last 2
49-10.
weeks.
They beat Houston 38-10. They beat SMU 42-13. I'm going UCF though. Dylan Gabriel is maybe the best quarterback in the country that nobody talks about. 23 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. And UCF had the big run 2017 where they won the national championship, right? They are now the protector. They're protecting that against Cincinnati. Cincinnati has a chance to be the Group of 5 darling this year, but UCF can ruin that for them. 5.5 points at home. UCF stays inside the number, maybe wins the game.
Well, and Cincinnati is being talked about as potentially getting a 4th spot in the college football playoff, Dan. So if you're UCF, you definitely don't want to see that happen after what happened in 2007.
No, but I just think Cincinnati's defense, if you've seen what they've done to Memphis, SMU, Houston, all very good offenses, all offenses that average in the 30s. They held them to 13 points, 10 points, and 10 points. They can do it. They've played the good explosive offenses. So I'm taking Cincinnati minus 5.5. I keep riding them. They can taste it. They know that there's something to play for. They also are very much into style points. This is old school BCS where if they have a chance to run it up against UCF, they absolutely will because they not have to only win, but they have to win convincingly. So this isn't like we just want to get in there and try to eke out a win. They want to beat UCF by 3 scores.
Do you think with as weird as this year is, we could see a Group of 5 team in the playoff?
Yeah, I mean, David, we were talking about last week, Cincinnati and BYU should schedule themselves. Everything is in flux. BYU has scheduled games
I
last
think if
minute.
they did that, they would.
One of them would go in.
Correct.
Yep.
Do you see what BYU can do now, though? The Pac-12 this morning said the Pac-12 teams can schedule non-conference games for the rest of the season.
Great.
So that opens up. BYU could grab a couple Pac-12 teams
Yeah.
for December.
So BYU
resume.
probably has a better chance because Cincinnati's kind of running at the end of their schedule here. But Cincinnati's been
They should
impressive.
inject somebody with COVID.
Yes.
Cincinnati,
Yeah.
an opponent, a future opponent.
And then,
So they can
yeah.
reschedule somebody
replace
else.
And they can go play BYU. Because if BYU and Cincinnati play, the winner of that, I think, would get in.
Correct.
Depending on
I
how
think
they
BYU is
Notre Dame.
better than Cincinnati. We actually got, I don't know
It
who
was
gave you
2.
that line.
Yeah,
it was
2.
BYU favored
2,
by 2
minus
on a
2.
neutral site.
So we were talking about this last week too. So if Cincinnati goes undefeated, but you have A&M with 1 loss, would you put Cincinnati in over A&M?
Yes.
A&M would get in.
I would
I-
put
Oh, because
Cincinnati.
A&M doesn't play in the SEC championship.
Correct.
I'd still
But they
put
would have
A&M.
1 loss to
I
Alabama.
put Cincinnati in.
I'd put it A&M.
I'd put Cincinnati in just because it's a weird year and fuck it. Let's just do something different.
Well, then,
And the number 1 seed at that point would be Alabama. The number 4 seed would be whoever got in. A&M's already played Alabama and lost by 35 points.
Why wouldn't Notre Dame be the number 1 seed if they beat Clemson twice?
Because Alabama's going to be the number 1 seed.
no, if Notre Dame beat Clemson twice.
Alabama's going to get Florida. Alabama's going to get a
understand.
very good number 4
one loss
Florida.
Florida team that
yeah.
lost to A&M.
Yeah, they're going to get 1 loss
I would
Florida.
give it A&M.
I would give it to A&M too.
Unless Cincinnati injects a future opponent with Corona and plays BYU and beats BYU.
So the only way they could get in is if they beat BYU, to you.
If BYU and Cincinnati, and BYU has the open dates. I don't know what's going on with Cincinnati, but if Cincinnati and BYU could figure out a way to play, just in the interest of finally something like good happening that makes sense, like this isn't college football.
This is the only year it could ever happen where you could
True.
schedule a game this late in
Common
the
sense,
season.
like BYU should be looking at it. Everyone should be, how do we play these guys? It's a playoff game situation. So if they do that, I'd give the winner that. It's not going to happen.
We had a college football game on Sunday morning last week.
Right.
They can do it
Both
whenever
teams
they want.
should want to do it.
If Cincinnati injects somebody with COVID, it is brilliant, but it opens up college football for chaos. Because once the SEC gets wind of that, everybody's going to get COVID.
Why?
SEC coaches are going to inject everybody with COVID.
No.
They won't play any weeks.
Well, no, because they're getting in no matter what. Like they don't. This is a.
They already
special
have it
case.
too.
I feel like if
There's
you
gotta be
weaponize
an open
COVID,
beef
the SEC
anyway.
is going to, fan bases will give it to each other.
Well, that's fine.
Okay. I just don't want to inject that into the SEC world. It's
vaccines
already
are
dangerous
coming out,
enough.
I mean, it's all hypothetical.
By the
I
time
like
you-
Cincinnati. I'm giving Cincinnati
Well, you
more
don't have
credit.
to weaponize it. You just find someone with COVID and throw them into practice.
That
Dave?
feels like weaponizing it.
No.
No, weaponize would be you can shoot it.
Don't even have to do it.
You don't
Just-
have to be-
Just
yeah.
call one of the future opponents and be like, just roll over.
Who's Cincinnati playing?
They've got to probably have a.
Well, they got a
have
conference
an open
championship
week.
game. They'll
Yeah.
probably play Tulsa.
Yeah.
That's all they got left?
No, they got UCF. They got one more game, and then I think they got Tulsa. I think.
Tulsa's their last game. What's between UCF and Tulsa? I think it's,
Oh, a lot of states.
well, you know what I mean. Smart ass.
Joke.
Thank you.
Good joke.
Morning
What are
sunshine.
you looking it up, Dave?
Just this week, then they have Temple.
Temple.
There you go.
Temple has
Temple, there you
Rod
go.
Carey, former coach at Northern Illinois, who's now the coach at Temple, actually said, if I had my druthers, we wouldn't have played the last 3 weeks. They're down to their fourth
they'd-
quarterback.
Maybe they would just forfeit anyways, and Cincinnati
Absolutely.
wouldn't have to do
Yes.
anything with COVID. We don't want that to happen anyways. Maybe they should just
Temple's
forfeit.
been ravaged by COVID.
Yeah. Dave, who are you taking in this game?
Coin flip for me. I'm going to go with Cincinnati, but more than that, I guess it's a double. I'm going to take the over.
I do like Dylan Gabriel, but I'm going to take Cincinnati too because of what Dan said, the style points. I think they are going to run through any team they possibly can to try to get that college football playoff.
I'm-
That's not a reason, though.
I'm on an
Yeah.
island on both first two picks.
What?
That's fine.
What do you mean that's not a reason? Style points?
Well, I mean,
It is.
I mean, it worked for on Friday night against ECU.
yeah, no, but that's ECU.
No, I get it. But if they are up, let's say they're up
14.
So, all right.
they would keep
Right,
running their
yes.
offense to try to score and not let it
In-
backdoor,
in
which I guess wouldn't be a
in
back.
logic, you're
10.
saying they won't get backdoored.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the Big 12. Oklahoma State ranked 14th at number 18, Oklahoma. This is Bedlam. Oklahoma favored by 7. Now, OU has won the last 5 meetings, the total at 59.5, both coming off of byes. And it seems like Oklahoma is back to where we potentially thought they were at the beginning of the season. Oklahoma State having that loss. Dave, what do you think?
I am never sold on Oklahoma. I think this will be a very close game. I think Oklahoma State's defense does a pretty good job of shutting down Oklahoma. I like Oklahoma State to win the game, but it'll be very close. I like the points a lot, to be honest.
Dan?
Yeah, I like Oklahoma State, and I
What-
just have to take the over. In
What
Bedlam.
face man?
I got confused by what you said. You like Oklahoma State to win the game?
Yeah, I think so, yes.
Okay.
You don't like them?
No, I just I'm good.
I like Oklahoma.
Makes sense.
I like
My
Oklahoma
mistake.
State +7.
What didn't you guys? Oklahoma State, I liked.
I thought you said you were taking. I thought you said you
the
were
points because
You're taking the points.
because
and
I
you got
think they
Oklahoma
could
State
win
to
the game. Yeah.
that makes sense.
I have Oklahoma State,
Tough.
and I have to take the over
Wasn't that
because
tough?
it's Bedlam.
I misheard.
Yeah, and you made like
I made
an
a face.
absolute scene with your face.
That wasn't a scene.
You
That's
have-
not a
You've
scene.
actually made
The
a scene with
camera
your
crew-
face.
You weren't looking at my
The,
face.
No,
the
every-
camera crew
every
is
pic so far you
nodding
have.
that you made a
that a
scene
face?
with
I
your
mean,
face.
A scene. I made a face.
What was his face?
You went like,
My
Yeah.
face. That's just my face.
no, you didn't.
That's just my face. What he just did was my face.
You made a scene.
Aria, make the face.
He's been making
You
a
didn't see
scene
the
every
face?
pick. Yeah.
Ev, do
You threw your
I'm
hands
sure we'll
up
see
after.
it. I'm sure we'll see it on the show, but you made a face.
That's okay. That's
you made
like
it.
Wallace and Gromit.
You made a face scene like I said something stupid.
Okay. All right.
Who's your pick? Who's your pick?
Who's your pick?
Oh, it's Oklahoma.
That's what.
That's what I did. But he got up in my face. I was way over here. I just looked that way.
Brandon, you did throw your hands up a little bit too.
Did I?
You're being dramatic over there.
Okay. All right. I'll make my pick.
Okay, make your pick.
I
It
like.
wasn't even a disagreement with my pick. It's like what I said didn't make sense.
I was trying to get it through my head. It like went in.
Like
and
I
I
was-
was,
Well, it's
the
because there's
underdog in the
Oklahoma and
point.
Oklahoma State, so they both have Oklahoma in the name.
correct.
Yes.
That's what it
Yes,
was.
okay.
I was working it through my brain, and it wasn't really going.
Okay,
I
fine.
apologize for making the face.
Here we go.
Oklahoma -7 and the over. Oklahoma.
Gotta bet the over in Bedlam.
Yes.
The spread right on it.
seven.
Well, it says 6.5 right on it.
Oh,
This
what
one
the hell?
says 7 on
7
mine.
right here. I got 7.
I have 7.
Oh, is Blattman trying to cheat
Multiple
you a half a
sheets?
point?
Fucking Blattman.
Blattman's trying to
Fine.
cheat you a half
I
a
got
point.
7.
No, but
You
I
got
don't. Which
7.
one is it?
It's 7.
It is 7?
I got 7.
Yeah, we're taking
Dave
7.
has 6.5.
What
No,
do you have?
7. I have 7.
Okay.
Did I
Blattman
get
is saying
maybe?
it's-
I got multiple sheets, maybe. I don't know.
It's 7.
Oklahoma -7.
Better for
The
me.
over. Oklahoma State's
Bedlam.
defense was good earlier this year, but Oklahoma has gotten right offensively. They're going to win the game.
And it's Bedlam.
And it's
And it's
And you
Bedlam.
have to bet the over in Bedlam.
Yes,
Yep.
you absolutely have to. I'm going to take the over 2 and Oklahoma. We're going to get to some more games in just a second, but let's go to concussion protocol. Roan at Notre Dame with their big win over Clemson.
That would be the absolute best time to sneak in.
The University of Notre Dame, one of the last Western bastions for Roman Catholicism. But everyone knows the real religion here is football.
Both the religion and the football, it unites us as a campus.
You got priests living in the dorms right down the hall from you, but you also got football players living across the hall from you.
That's Touchdown Jesus. That's the most iconic symbol probably on campus. God Country Football.
With the Clemson Tigers coming to South Bend, it was the perfect time to earn some stripes.
It's #1 versus #4. It's the biggest game of the year. Legendary coaches, players, just a big name school, plays big name opponents. Could be a very high scoring game.
It's a one-in-a-lifetime opportunity to see Notre Dame in person beat a #1 team.
And just as the Catholic Triduum goes Father, Son, and Holy Ghost, the Notre Dame football program goes players, fans, and ushers.
I am in my 6th year as a Section 9 bowl usher. It started with my father, and he had a mutual interest of Notre Dame football with our UPS driver. He is a no-nonsense, serious, straight to the point, get it done type of a guy.
Do you have a problem with being an authority figure as an usher and kicking someone out?
Oh, I don't have any trouble with that at all.
They take their job very, very seriously.
They enjoy the smell of their own farts, maybe.
Definitely.
Definitely.
Yeah.
The ushers inside the stadium, it's all volunteer. There's thousands of people involved every game day.
Every game day, these women and men dutifully show up as humble servants of Touchdown Jesus.
At Notre Dame, they let you watch the game if you're an usher. Now, also, you're working. It just makes more work if someone's there drunk, causing trouble, yelling, puking.
A lot of bullshit you gotta put up with. Getting called a loser, having to break up fights, people taking a swing on you. And hell, I don't get paid to do this shit.
When someone comes in and they're drunk and they puke in your section, oh, that ticks me off. You're out. Yeah, we're ushers, but we're also there to watch the game.
Ushering came with a cross to bear for sure, but it also came with some perks.
Best seat in the house. That's where all the VIPs come. All the people with the Super Bowl rings, national championship rings, and they like to make sure you see them when they walk up there. There's other people that are paying $1,000 a seat, and I get to go in and watch it free.
Is it true that you had a thing with Taylor Swift?
We shared a moment.
Wow.
Yeah. Taylor, if I meet my goal weight, which is losing 145 pounds to get down to 240 pounds, would you go on a date with me? I'm down 43 pounds as of this morning.
So does that count to the 140 or?
God, I hope so. Please count it, Taylor.
Yeah, let's count it.
Let's count it, Taylor.
Rooted for you. Let's go, Taylor.
Let's go.
Writing a love story with a celeb was quite the incentive, but were these ushers willing to put their reputation on the line?
Did you ever want to sneak someone into the game? Say no more. Say no more. Did your dad ever sneak anyone into a Notre Dame game?
Well, I don't want to throw anyone under the bus, especially my own family. But you have to learn from someone somehow. And I learned from the best.
I was beginning to get some ideas, but Notre Dame Stadium was starting to feel like Fort Knox.
I heard a story that someone had tried to sneak in. From what I've heard, it's very hard to do. You have to have your student card. They scan your ticket, which can't be duplicated.
They've been really strict on who gets to come in.
It'd be very hard to get in.
It was the biggest game of the season. I couldn't cut it as a player, and tickets were only available for students. If I wanted to touch that hallowed ground, I'd have to make it in as an usher. What do you have to be wearing to look exactly like an usher?
Khaki pants, white shoes, navy blue, Under Armour shirt, yellow hat.
After scouring every thrift shop in a 30-mile radius, I put together the perfect ensemble for myself, a cameraman, and a producer.
Stop. Hey, no running.
They divide the stadium into 4, north, south, east, west. Each zone has its own supervisor. It starts with the grunts actually at the gate. One step above them would be the bowl ushers. One step above me would be a captain. Each section has a captain and has about 5 to 9 bowl ushers. There's a supervisor that's on top of the other 2, and then there's another one at the top. It's sort of like the military. Be on the lookout, just keep it moving.
Some curious interviews had turned into the perfect recon mission. We had all the info we needed. It was the moment of truth. We were in the game. It was time to go to work.
Have you ladies had anything to drink? Okay, could you just follow my finger here? Hey Jim, one sec. I just need my captain to take a look. Jim, could you check these?
After putting in work all game, our intensive labor didn't go unnoticed. A supervisor assigned us to the front row for the waning seconds of this instant classic. They had done it. The Irish had pulled off the upset. But wait, there was a problem. There was a global pandemic. If anyone was going to protect the reputation of Notre Dame and the sanctity of this win, it would have to be us, the ushers. So, like good ushers, we tried to keep the field clear. We helped students injured in the fray. We ushered the Notre Dame players to safety and protected the losers from Clemson. And through all that, the students recognized our greatness. We were the heroes Notre Dame needed. And that line from Rudy was right. It was the most beautiful sight these eyes had ever seen.
Everybody freaked out about Notre Dame rushing the field, and Roan was right there.
He let him do it. He was supposed to be law and order, so super spreader Roan. That's okay. That was a great video, though.
It was good. Was it Storm Chasers? Is that what it is?
Mm-hmm. Well, the reverse, because he was the guy who was
shield.
Usher.
Yeah.
Well. Let's go back into the high noon weekend preview. Let's go with number 10, Wisconsin at number 19, Northwestern. Wisconsin favored by 7.5, the total at 44.5. Now, we all saw what happened last week. Wisconsin absolutely destroyed Michigan. Northwestern is 4-0, beat Purdue. But Dave, now that you're a big Wisconsin guy, because you won a lot of money on them.
I'm not a big Wisconsin guy.
Well, you won a lot of
Wisconsin guy.
If you want a lot of money on them, you have to be a
Nope.
no.
Not a big Wisconsin guy.
Just an anti-Michigan guy.
Anti-Michigan guy. Know how bad Michigan is, and I actually think this will benefit because Wisconsin's getting a boost by beating a humiliating team.
It was a great move, by the way. I got to tip my hat because I had a bunch of people text me, be like, how awesome is this to run it up on Dave? I was like, did you see that Dave bet $130,000 on it?
Like Barstool, Wisconsin, like chirping me.
Like he won $130,000.
Like,
That's a lot of
you're
money.
being awful quiet. I just sent back my ticket. I'm actually not being quiet. I'm being loudly in favor
And
of
if they were
Wisconsin.
just looking on Twitter, they would have seen that because you were celebrating every Wisconsin touchdown.
Calling Michigan every name in the book, and I think Wisconsin's got a bump. I wasn't overly impressed with the quarterback. Michigan's just so bad; it's tough to tell anything. So I like Northwestern here to keep this game close, possibly win it.
Dan?
I have my alert up, which usually means that Wisconsin actually will do well, because whenever I have my alert up, that's not when it happens. It's like Illinois last year when I don't have my alerts up and I'm like, Wisconsin's going to kill them. So I'm ready for this game. I'm feeling nervous about this game, legitimately nervous.
You're lucky it's a 3:30 kick.
Yes.
I don't know why that.
Yes. No, it
should
moved.
be
Yep.
noon.
Yep. No, absolutely lucky on that part, because the hardest place to play is 11 a.m. in Evanston, Illinois on a Saturday afternoon, a Beth Mullen special. I am taking.
On grass, they slow it.
Oh
all
yeah. Oh yeah. I'm taking the over though. Over 44.5. That is so low, and I know both defenses are good. I actually think Northwestern's defense is phenomenal, but 44.5 in a college game, all you need is a weird play. You'll get a college football play. I do think that Wisconsin has the ability to beat you both ways, so they'll find something that works. I'm going to take the over. I'm going to stay away from the spread. If it was 6.5, I'd probably hammer Wisconsin, but it does feel like a game that's probably going to end around a touchdown.
And Dave said it. Graham Mertz didn't look amazing. He didn't look like he did against
No, he
Illinois,
hadn't
but
practiced for 3 weeks.
Right, but he also
Yeah.
didn't really have to. I mean, Michigan just quit.
When I said that about Cam, I got laughed out of the building.
It's
What,
different.
he practiced?
He was COVID.
Got to practice.
No, he was COVID.
Yeah, he got to practice.
In the NFL, do they get to
They
practice?
get to
Yeah, I
practice.
think they do.
Oh, when you have COVID.
Well, no, he sat out,
Right.
and then when he came back, he was practicing before.
Graham Mertz got
Graham
cleared
Mertz
Friday
didn't
and played
get
the
to
He
practice
literally
at all.
didn't get to even go into the building.
Snaps. I guarantee he took as many snaps as Cam.
Brandon, what do you think about this game?
Yeah, not a whole lot. It's Northwestern's defense is very, very good. That's why I think they stay within the number. Low scoring. I think it is an under game. I'm not picking the under. I'm picking Northwestern to stay within 7.5.
I'm going to take Wisconsin just because I really want them to be good, Dan, because I like when you're
Thank
in a
you.
good mood. And I like Graham Mertz.
There is a chance, Dan's over could be brilliant because Wisconsin is a different team than they've been. They throw the ball all over the place.
Throw the ball, and Northwestern has been very good, and Wisconsin has played bad teams. But when you play bad teams and you blow them out, it's at least more impressive. I mean, with Northwestern, I watched them play against Nebraska. They kind of struggled a little bit. They killed Maryland. Maryland's defense is so bad. It was a close game against Iowa, pretty close game against Purdue. So Northwestern is good. I think they are good. They have not, crushed anyone. This will be a big test, though. We'll find out whether Wisconsin's for real, because if they can win this game by double digits, then it's like, okay, it's on. Watch out, Big Ev. We're coming for that ass.
Right.
If they struggle here, I'm going to be like, all right, same old, same old.
And then you lose to Purdue in 3 weeks, or whoever you.
We're
play.
not going to lose to Purdue.
Don't put that
It's
out
going to
there.
be when your alert goes
We don't
down.
lose
You're letting your alert down. You just said it.
What was the alert game we were in? Where were we?
We were at Penn State, right?
Yeah. Who they lose to?
Illinois.
Illinois.
Yeah, the one he crawled in the bunk.
I never saw that one coming. That's
Yes.
when they get me. When I don't see it coming, that's when they get me. Wisconsin has actually lost 5 out of the last 6 in Evanston. So I know this is coming. I can see it coming. Okay. So I'm not sitting there being like, Saturday's going to be really easy. This is
Well,
gonna
let
be
me
fun.
let me riddle you this then. If they've lost 5 of the last 6 in Evanston,
yeah.
haven't you seen those coming and still lost?
Some have, some haven't. Some I have definitely seen coming. There was a couple not great Wisconsin teams in there.
But Graham Mertz is different. This offense looks
I
different.
mean, maybe he's a freshman.
One really great game versus a horrific team, but he was not
two great. Oh yeah, you're saying one great game against Illinois, and then
Michigan. He was
he was okay.
Big Ev, what do you think about Wisconsin?
I mean, I think they're very good. I just think Northwestern's defense is definitely the best in the Big Ten. I mean, I would definitely take the points, but I'm worried about Wisconsin down the road. I think they're very good.
There you go, Danny. Mark that down. He's worried about Wisconsin.
I'm worried about this week.
Let's talk about Ohio State. Number 9, Indiana at number 3, Ohio State. Ohio State favored by 20.5, the total at 66. Now, Indiana is 4-0, but the records combined against those opponents are 3-13. And of course, Ohio State did get canceled last week versus Maryland because of the COVID situation. Now, Indiana hasn't beat Ohio State since 1988. And Brandon, I know you were high on Indiana coming into the season. So your thoughts?
And they're 4-0. They're very good. Michael Penix Jr. is very good. I just think this is, to Ohio State, this is like waving raw meat in front of a junkyard dog. They've been bored. There's nothing challenging them so far, and now they get to have this big game with this noon spot on Saturday. I think Ohio State's going to beat the living piss out of Indiana. I think they're going to cover the number. You don't like it. You're making a face.
Indiana
it's okay.
has
No, I can't. This game confuses me because it's like everything that you know to be true is Ohio State will kill Indiana. Right. That's just history.
It just feels like a 35-0 game in the second quarter when you came in with so much excitement.
Right. I mean,
I might just
Indiana
take the
being
over.
A top 10 team. They beat Michigan, Michigan State, Penn State and Rutgers.
They're 4-0 though.
But I mean,
credit
those
to
4
them.
teams stink.
They're 4-0, and it is what it is. But Ohio State is just so good, and they really haven't been challenged at all yet. It just feels like, giving them the allure of a big game is going to get the best out of them.
So Dan, you're taking the over.
I'm going to take the over.
Okay.
I keep betting against Indiana, and I'm sure the minute I hop on them, they're going to lose. So I'll just take the over.
I was hoping you were going to jump on them because I
think I
agreed
did
with that.
pick 'em,
Because
and I have
you
been
basically have every week been like
off
right
on Indiana.
Right. Yeah.
Right. So I had them against Penn State, and then
Yeah.
I went off of them.
Yeah. I like everything Brandon said. It makes sense to me. There's certain. I've said this a lot with different teams. And I don't care. Indiana's 4-0. They're all garbage. The Big Ten's like, you got Wisconsin, you got Ohio. But you can't wake up the next day. I can live with losing on Ohio. It's like, oh, how did I fall in and think Indiana was actually? You don't go overnight from to competing with Ohio. I don't think. So I take Ohio in the over here.
Yeah, I agree with that. Ohio State is going to do the whole style points thing, but also Indiana being 4-0 is fugazi because they're just haven't played anybody any good. So I'm going to take Ohio State and the over as well.
Fuck it, give me Indiana.
Oh, fuck it. Dan's taking
Too many people. You guys talking too much about this. I'm back on Indiana.
Okay.
No, everyone says Ohio State's going to kill them. That's fine.
We gotta, and I don't mean to do it, but I'd like a bell when we get a chalk sweep from Casey. I was fine.
I haven't been chalk sweep.
I got a bell.
No.
Oh, I think she had
I took
Utah.
I took Utah.
Give me the bell.
Damn it.
I thought Utah.
Are you doing that on purpose? So throwing one dog in there?
No, because I don't like USC at all.
Damn.
That was the Bills moment.
Yeah, that was. I mean, got to pay attention.
Big Ev,
what do you think?
I knew you took Utah too.
I don't think we're gonna just roll them. I just think I like Indiana's coach. I just think they have something special going on in the locker room.
No, Ohio State's defense is not Ohio State's defense.
I've been right on them. I've said it with Rutgers. I don't think we cover the number. I've never bet against Ohio State. I just think this is a game where I think Ohio State we're in control. But I just feel like it's a game that hovers around that 10-17. They kind of stay.
Weirdly,
in the
I
game.
trust Big Ev's Ohio takes. I feel like you're pretty on.
Because I struggle to see us just come and just absolutely just obliterate them.
Okay, fine. I'm switching.
No, more in Indiana. I just think Indiana's
I'm
very
switching.
scrappy.
I'm going Indiana in the over. I trust Big Ev.
Brandon thinks that Big Ev is lying.
I've said all week that
Why
that's
would
my
he be
genuine
lying?
opinion.
Yeah.
I just think he's being a fan. He's being careful.
No, he's not like that though. He says when
I said last year I thought they'd win by 70.
Yeah.
So I just think this is a game.
I think Ohio State scores between
I would
50
fire
and
him
60.
if he was being dishonest in his take just to throw us off the scent. You can't do that.
He's not being dishonest. I mean, I said it's kind of like what I said with Northwestern.
He's being over careful. That's all.
My guard is up.
I think he's protecting himself.
No, his guard is up.
He's a big obnoxious Ohio fan. He's not.
When they play Michigan, he's going to be like they're going to win by 1 billion.
Which they will.
Yeah, they will. I agree with that for sure.
I may wear scarlet and gray.
I'm just worried. I really think with football, it says with all sports, but football specifically, when there's that culture that I think he's built. We used it for one of the viral moments. Like after they beat Penn State, the entire team's just locked in on this guy. Every word he says, they love it. Ready to run through a brick wall for him. I'm telling you, they have something good going on in that
Like
locker
Coastal
room.
Carolina.
But what you said is right.
Indiana, I just think there's something.
I know.
What you said is right. You
they're
don't
not
go
gonna quit.
overnight.
No, but Indiana
last
year they
were
were making
okay.
little noise.
Yeah,
but that was
Tennessee
just
in a bowl game.
But you're right, but it's a 3-touchdown spread.
I just don't think they're not going to roll over.
Got blown out.
I just don't think Indiana's going to just roll over.
When
They're
you're the
gonna play
number
their
9
ass
team in the country and you lose by 20, you got blown out.
It's true.
For sure.
So I mean, they could blow out and get blown out and cover.
But that number 9 is probably just a number based on who they've beaten so far.
But I'm saying the spread's huge. We're not talking about.
Yeah.
You don't have to win the game.
So Dave, you're on Indiana.
Yeah.
The spread being so high is actually what made me feel a little better about the game.
Same.
Wouldn't it just be perfect chaos too for Indiana to beat Ohio State?
That'd be fantastic.
Right.
Perfect chaos. Okay, so both of you on Indiana. Big
Yeah.
Ev, you're on Indiana in the points?
No, I would never do that.
Oh.
No. But I'm not betting against Ohio State. I think.
Yeah. No, I
would never do that.
I'm doing the same thing with
all week-
Wisconsin. I'm doing the exact same thing. I'm not taking 7.5, but I
when we
take
played,
Northwestern.
You're not betting the game.
Right.
No, the week we played
Are you betting
Rutgers,
the
I
game?
told everyone, That's what I'm going to explain. I even said to Brandon, I was saying all week the Rutgers week. I told everyone, take Rutgers in the points. They love Schiano. They're not going to run it up. I still took Ohio State, just out of loyalty.
Are you? So you are going to bet the game?
Out of blind loyalty, yes.
All right, well, then I'm back on Ohio State.
Yeah,
I'm not going to fucking lose on Indiana while you're winning on Ohio State.
I just do that no matter what.
But you cannot touch the game.
Well, that's
right. Like, I'm going to take the over in Wisconsin
Right.
Northwestern. I'm not going to take Northwestern. I'm not going to take
careful
Wisconsin.
fan.
I'm being
What I was saying was right.
Right.
I'm being back on Ohio State in the over.
Okay.
And I like Indiana now, even more.
Okay.
Because everyone's on Ohio State.
Okay. Let's go to One Blade Trivia with Brandon Walker. Make sure you head to a store near you to check out the new Trim It to Win It promo, available nationwide. Pick up a specially marked One Blade Barstool pack, and you could win up to $1,000 to the Barstool store. Make sure if you already had your Barstool One Blade that you go to the Barstool store and use your credit. Brandon, take it away.
All right, last week's winner was Will Schott from Indiana. Hashtag One Blade Trivia to get some One Blade and Barstool merch. In the last 25 years, only 3 preseason #1 teams went on to win the national championship. One is Alabama in 2017. Who are the other 2?
Florida State and USC.
Did you read that?
Nope. I know it's Florida State was...
Is that Charlie Ward, back-to-back?
No, 99.
Was it Charlie Ward?
04.
You just knew that off the top of your head.
Yes.
So I said the last 25 years. Charlie Ward would have also been correct if I'd gone back 30 years. So you guys had that question pegged from all the way around. Okay, all right, very good.
I thought Miami was one, too.
Hashtag One Blade Trivia. Penn State is the first preseason top 10 team to start 0-4. Penn State is the first preseason top 10 team to start 0-4 since this team did it in 1984.
Pitt.
What the fuck? Did you read this?
No.
You didn't know that.
Yeah, I did.
You
I
don't
just
know
told you
that.
the answer.
You read the book.
He's having a good
You read the
trivia
fucking
day.
book.
Pitt.
Did he read the book?
Pitt.
What is up with you?
He read that. He doesn't know that.
How
He
would read
did,
the book?
yeah.
Well, I had it right here.
I just said Pitt.
He's having a good trivia day. That sound was so gross, Dan.
Next question.
Hashtag One Blade Trivia. Who finished 4th in the Heisman Trophy voting in 2003? Finished 4th in the Heisman Trophy voting in 2003.
Ken Dorsey.
He didn't play in 2003, Dan. I will Google that and have the answer. Hashtag One Blade Trivia.
Maurice Claret.
Brock Berlin was Miami's quarterback in 2003. 4th in the Heisman Trophy, 2003. That's your question.
That's a dumb question.
Yeah, well, you read my book.
I did not read your book.
Are you going to do it?
Wait, I don't know which one. He's
On
got
the last page. It has to be the last page.
Schools are shut down in New York.
In New York?
Did you get it?
All 3 of them? You should just say right away. This one right away.
You knew Pitt?
Yes.
You knew Pitt?
Yes.
Who was their coach?
I don't know who their coach was. I just knew Pitt.
I know who it was.
That's a stat that was out there.
1984.
Yeah, I know who their coach was. Shit, he was a pretty well-known guy.
No.
No?
He was a very unknown guy. I didn't know who it was.
I don't know.
They lost to Boston College
was
in the
it?
opener. I didn't remember it. I read it yesterday. I don't remember it. It was a weird name.
Okay.
Are we moving past this?
Please.
Dan, would you like to make one final guess?
No, I'm good. I don't want to
Okay.
ruin it. Brandon's having a tough day.
All right, that was very
Be a
sweet.
nice, good friend. I'm gonna be a good friend. I'm being a good friend.
On a great day.
I'm being a
Great friend. All right, Big Ev, let's go to the viral moments of the week.
All right, the first viral moment of the week, speaking of Indiana's coach Tom Allen, listed the injuries that he sustained celebrating wins, including a black eye, lost his 2 front teeth, his pulled muscles, and gashes on his face.
I love it.
I love this guy. I hate that we have to play him. I really like the guy. He's an awesome coach.
Great.
It's a football guy. Moment number 2.
Moment number 2, coming from the butt game, Baylor, Texas Tech. Maybe the best touchdown-saving tackle I've ever seen, and a great WWE type.
Oh,
of
yeah,
ball.
this was
fantastic, insane tackle.
Oh, crushed him.
That would have been one of those hits that if the stadium was full, everybody would have made the exact same noise at the same time. Moment number 3.
Moment number 3, the Lane train, Lane Kiffin, calling his shot, covering the spread, seeing it before the quarterback even saw it, and just losing his mind. Unreal moment. Just
This means
all-time.
I mean, listen, we got the strength coach.
he drew it up.
I like Lane Kiffin, but if you couldn't see that this play was working.
Yeah, but he drew it up. Like, that's his play. That's what. And remember, he used to do this at Alabama, too, when he would do the touchdown before they even scored. How much does it hurt knowing that, like, if I were an 18-year-old, say Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm thinking, where do I go to school?
I mean, if you're a quarterback.
Mike Leach,
go play for
where
Mike Leach.
he's, like, ran every fucking talented player out of town, and they've scored 2 points in 5 games.
Have to change the culture.
Or Lane Kiffin, who's tweeting about point spreads, throwing clipboards, and hanging out with Barstool.
Yay, Lane Kiffin's.
And that was 90-yard touchdown with like nonsense with like 2 minutes left.
I think it's an easy answer. Wouldn't you say, Dave?
I mean, Ole Miss always gets recruits.
And you're forgetting maybe the most overwhelming, the uniform differential.
Colors.
Oh, the
I
colors.
mean,
So pretty.
They wear pajamas. Those are shitty uniforms.
Those are
not even their better colors. Just that they have darker blue. They're better. Those are like pajamas.
Powder blue
We're trying
and
to get the
red.
1987 Phillies.
Oh,
those are
Shit.
spectacular.
Brandon.
Unbelievable.
As somebody who has the exact same color of maroon on my
Don't
team
do
as
this.
you do,
Why do you have to do this every
because
fucking week?
no, I
The
said
maroon sucks. We've told you that. Maroon is
no,
the
I love
worst color.
maroon, but
No, it's terrible.
those Ole
Tough.
Miss,
Maroon
those
is
Ole Miss,
tougher than powder blue.
those Ole Miss uniforms last week were amazing.
Fire.
They were so good.
So
Fire.
nice.
And I also,
You guys just want to call and do the recruiting for him?
Swag it out. Yeah, I mean, he shows love
They were
to
pretty.
Barstool. He's
So does
wearing
Mike Leach.
Barstool.
Mike Leach came on the yak one day. He was
That's
just
true.
calling.
I like Mike Leach, but Lane Kiffin has kind of gone above and beyond.
Brandon, if Lane Kiffin was anywhere else but Ole Miss right now, would you not care as much about the clipboard toss?
I wouldn't give a shit. Yeah, he's my rival.
When do you guys play?
Next week.
Next week.
Oof.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you.
I'm going to be here.
It was
I'm
the
going to be watching them.
first game I watched with Ben Mintz. He's not the easiest guy to watch a game with.
He changed the TV on you, didn't he?
Well, that was brutal. So I'll be on your side in this one, but I'll tell you what, he's locked in on go Rebs.
Yeah.
Go Rebs.
When I watched Saints Bears with him,
He
afterwards was like, I was kind of not like too boisterous because I was trying to figure it out, and I was like, that wasn't boisterous?
No, he's boisterous, and I believe he said during live stream he was gonna like bring it to him. Kill him with kindness. He's like he doesn't know what he's in for, and he's wildly confident.
I'm very excited.
I hate everything.
What time is that game?
It's a night game.
I think it's
on a Saturday night.
Yeah.
7:30.
I think you guys are gonna get run out of the fucking building too.
Killed.
It's not really a
Dave.
building. It's just open air.
Killed.
That's what's gonna be tough.
Just
I don't look forward to it, but it's about the process. We're rebuilding and Star Wars.
A&M
The
was
loser should have to lay down. The other one just puts his foot on his chest and take a picture.
Well, no,
we're doing the eggs?
We got eggs. Well,
so
I'm getting
Wait,
eggs thrown.
every
What's
point matters.
Stinks too.
what's the bet?
This is a bet that now is going to be every year, the Egg Bowl, between
Okay.
the two of them. The point differential is the amount of eggs that the winner gets to throw at the loser.
What's
and
the
then
distance?
We'll say, I don't know.
Well, it's also not at that moment. It's over the next month?
No. They throw
it's
all
all
the
at
eggs,
once.
and then they get to keep one egg that they can use at any point for the rest of the year.
I like that. I
one
want to do
egg.
like green screen with the other fight song playing when he's just throwing.
Yeah, we'll maybe do it in the green screen, and then the one egg stays. So Ben Mintz can walk in on a
Does
let's
he
say
have to, he has crack an egg over his head
on a
unannounced?
Tuesday in March and just be like, "Hey, Brandon, boom."
That's the worst.
Brandon's almost so bad.
There's no guarantee that he's going to. We're just assuming that he's going to be able to.
Oh no, they're gonna win.
Well, it took you 20 minutes to even interject that you may win, so I think you know who's going to win.
I mean,
You just better hope they hold them to it's a 3-point.
I would love a close game.
Yes.
I mean, you got mad when you had to drive home. Imagine he just.
I
crushed
drove
an egg.
17 fucking hours. Of course I got mad.
Well, I
But this is a
understand,
good
but
forever bet.
Yeah.
You and Ben Mintz should
Yeah.
be doing this when you're 60. Because we'll go back and forth. It'll be a fun rivalry.
Not the way Lane's going.
Yeah, that's true.
So they're-
Never win again.
Come on, they haven't won. They haven't beaten us in 4 years.
Well,
So now you think you
What
guys
is-
have a chance?
oh, who's
yes, of course I think we have a chance. Why wouldn't I think we have a chance?
who's the
It's just Ole Miss.
who's the guy who peed on?
Elijah Moore. He's
Elijah
very good
Moore.
receiver.
Yeah, he calls him, Ben Mintz calls him the prophet.
Mm-hmm.
He says he changed the course of history and everything.
That's
If
awesome.
he didn't do that, Lane wouldn't be there and all this great things. He calls him
Yeah.
the prophet.
They worked
I
with the guy that
was-
peed on the field.
I was actually very happy that A&M and Ole Miss got canceled or postponed this week because Ben Mintz came up to my desk every day and I kind of thought Ole Miss might beat A&M the way he was talking. So I'm happy that's.
I don't know, they beat A&M.
No, A&M's really good, but the way he was talking
team
about
stinks.
it, I know, but the way he was talking about it
Your
made me
team stinks,
nervous.
too.
Hand up.
I mean,
They're not
you
my
wouldn't-
team.
Yeah,
Well, they're my team.
Yeah, exactly.
we'll talk about that.
That's why you get stuck in stinkeriocrity.
What?
What?
That's
Stinky Aqua?
Yes, because you accept my time. You have to, tough love is real. And mine's like, we're out on this.
Mine's unconditional.
Pat Hill, Deion Sanders, one or the other.
Mine's unconditional.
Well, have fun getting egged.
Let's go to the Phillips Norelco locks of the week. Phillips Norelco One Blade is one tool that will let you trim, edge, and shave any length of facial hair. Big Ed, you bounced back last week. You are now 9-1 on the season. We'll let you go first.
All right, I got a late night special. Hawaii, Boise State, over 59.
I like it.
I think Boise's going to score a ton. I also think their defense is pretty bad on the island. I think Hawaii should score. Give me the over.
Yep, that's on my card. I like that, Big Ev.
Brandon, 7-3.
All right, speaking of scoring, it will not be happening in Athens where Georgia doesn't have a quarterback. Mississippi State doesn't have anything offensively. These are the two best statistical defenses in the conference. Mississippi State, Georgia, under 44.5. That is my pick.
All right. Dan, 6-4.
Going back to scoring, Rice, North Texas, over 62.5. North Texas is the #1 team in pace. They have a terrible defense. This one's going to be points, points, points.
Dave?
First of all, being a man of integrity, honor. My friend Brandon Walker was absolutely right about the BC Notre Dame game. I was dead wrong, got smushed on that. I am right that BC is a great over team and has been the entire season, them and Georgia Tech. Here I am taking Oregon State to beat Cal at home.
Okay. I'm going to take,
I do like that.
and credit to him for saying you were right. You've been wanting the...
What a beautiful moment for all of us.
That was nice.
It was nice.
I appreciate
You've been
it.
wanting credit all week, so
I
now Dave
appreciate
gave it
it.
to
It
you.
was nice.
Okay.
He gave me credit. Dave gave me credit. You haven't, and you haven't.
I did on the podcast.
I wasn't very strong about BC.
Okay.
I absolutely did on the podcast on Sunday.
I actually almost, BC fucking fumbled. I would have covered that first half.
Everybody's giving you credit. We can put that one to bed now.
Thank you.
Good job, Brandon.
Yeah,
Thank
good job, Brandon.
Pat on the back.
I'm going to take the Liberty NC State over at 67.5. I mean, neither team plays good defense. I know we don't know exactly what's happening at quarterback for NC State, but I'm still taking that over.
Is it just him that gets to throw the eggs, or is
No,
it
just
open
him.
up to the offense?
No, just him.
Okay.
I think you're also in, for the future of this bet, I'll give you another compliment. I think you're probably going to be better at throwing eggs than he is. So
Yeah,
you
no,
may
he's
be
not an egg thrower.
Yeah.
Is the distance going to be super close, though? Like, is
Well,
it going
we'll
to
have
hurt?
to
Let's
determine
figure that out,
Yeah,
yeah.
we got to
I
figure
mean, it's not a big
that out.
room if we do it in the green screen room.
Yeah.
So
Is that before Cyber Monday? Should they
No.
do
Yeah.
should they-
Yes, it is.
Should they do
Yes,
it on
it is.
the Cyber
Could
Monday?
do it live.
I would
yeah.
like to just get it over with. If we
Yeah.
could.
But that could move some.
Yeah, we
merch.
could. Yeah, we could do that. Maybe an egg every 10
We need
minutes.
to move merch. We'll move merch.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be the next day we're all in the
Well,
office.
if they're gonna be, let's see,
Maybe an egg bowl,
seven,
sure.
It's 2 days after.
7,
Yeah.
14, 21, 20. So 28 eggs.
No, we're not losing by 28 points.
Yeah, no, 28 eggs. So yeah, one every 10 minutes for like 7 hours.
No, we're Cyber Monday. It'd just be that night, right?
No, yeah, we'll make Cyber Monday as long as it has to be to get an egg.
It's a
every
telethon.
I
It
know
can go
we're
over
not
as long
doing
as
it
we
for
want.
Cyber Monday, but I almost just wish it was. It was just throwing with the speed gun by
all
himself
the
in the
time.
back, just
Yeah.
hyping himself
You
up.
can get him to do it.
Yeah,
I mean, he would definitely do it.
I know.
All right, those are the locks of the week. Forgetting about using multiple tools, the Phillips Norelco One Blade does it all. Your style made simple. Phillips Norelco One Blade, now 20% off when you subscribe to replacement blades. Let's finish the show out with the top 10s, and I'm going to let Dave start this week because you usually end, so I'm going to let you start.
Mine didn't change. It
At
was
all?
the exact same, I believe.
Okay.
I mean, what would change here?
Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't beat anybody. Like who would you have Wisconsin over?
No, probably not.
You don't have Florida in, I noticed.
Yeah.
No, Florida's a one-loss team.
So is A&M.
So is
A&M
Clemson.
beat 'em.
Clemson.
So is Clemson.
I think Clemson's
Yeah.
better than
I agree, yeah.
Florida, and A&M beat. You should be happy. A&M beat
Yeah, no,
Florida.
no, I know. I'm just,
This was my last week,
Yeah.
and there were no great wins for me on. I mean, Michigan's so bad, I can't give them credit for it.
all right, Dan.
I do have all undefeated this week. Clean that up. Alabama, Notre Dame, Ohio State, Cincinnati's in my college football playoff. BYU right outside. Indiana, Wisconsin, Oregon, Coastal Carolina. Why are you laughing at Kent State?
Scored 69
No.
points last
They
night.
scored
No.
60 points plus.
not
the
laughing
last
at
two
it, I'm-
Games. They are a offensive juggernaut. They won the wagon wheel last night against Akron. Kent
This is,
State, baby.
this is the people's top 10.
Yeah, the people's top 10. Kent State needs some love. They run it up. They run it up. I love it.
Brandon.
Like Dave, mine didn't change. There was no really anything that changed in college football this week. I've got Texas A&M and Florida in. I got Oregon in. It's a little different than everybody's, but it didn't change at all. That's the same one from last week.
Ev.
Mine also is the same from last week. I have Notre Dame 1 just because I think they have the most impressive win. But I think a lot of these will sort itself out. Florida will probably get to play Alabama. Clemson's going to play Notre Dame again. Things will work themselves out.
All right, mine changed a little bit, but mostly stayed the same. I did put Wisconsin in there. I think that they're a better team than Oregon. And then I put Cincinnati ahead of Florida just because, I mean, at this point, you have to give them credit. But I'm going to keep A&M there, just hoping that they can somehow sneak into that top 4. But pretty much the same across the board. Anything else, guys, before?
I've been trying to find Kent State's best basketball player.
Antonio Gates?
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I don't know that he was that good at basketball, but he was good at football.
No, he was good.
That's, I guess, what I was thinking about.
All right. We'll see you guys next week. That's the show.
One thing to remember when you're gambling on the Barstool Sportsbook app, make sure that you gamble responsibly, know your odds, know your chances of losing.
Gamble responsibly. Nobody wants to end up in a trash can.
You can play with Penn National, which is a licensed and regulated operator. Big words. And if you have a problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.